Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing my squares, and I've already attached one side, but not this side. I haven't attached this side yet. This is for me to show you how I'm attaching them on. So what I did was I made two different colors. Why two different colors? I can use both sides in different occasions if I want. So I did this side with gray and blue, and then I'll put the edge all in gray. And then you remember this side I did only the blue, so it's just perfect to, if you don't want to wear it all the time on the same side and you have some other gray pillows or whatever that you want to throw in there, well, this is gonna match everything else together. So as we get to the last row, we're gonna do the slip knot stitch. We're gonna start to create our 3 double crochets. So single and 1, 2, and then 2 more double crochets. Now this row here, I'm just gonna do it. There's no attachment until we put the next one. When we do the last, we're gonna attach it onto this one. So we're gonna do our 2 chain separation and 3 more, trying to hide our thread. 1, 2, and 3, and continue on doing our 3 chain for the last row. 1, 2, and 3, and we're just going into the spaces here. 1, 2, and 3, into the middle where we have the double crochet, and 1, 2, and 3 into the next one. 1, 2, and 3. Now, of course, you can do the edge in blue or whatever color you prefer. This gray that I'm using now on here, it's just a little bit, tiny bit darker than this gray here. So it all tidies in together. Let's say you have a darker shade of gray on your bed or lighter shade, it's all going to bring in together. Okay, so now we're hitting this corner here. This is where I'm going to be doing the attachment. As you can see, I have them attached already here. So we're attaching this side. So I'm going to start by the one here going into the edge. I'm going to leave the top part open. So I would do my 3 groups, 1 chain. I would come into the middle here, to go into the one that's here, right on the corner, with a single, and then finish the 3 the 3 double crochets, 1 chain. Now I'd come in the first one, exactly like we did with the other ones. Nothing changes when we attached all the blues, remember? So it's the same thing. So it's very simple, nothing to it. 1 chain, go back up, single. 1 chain, front part, 1 chain, back part, 1 chain, single in the middle, one chain, back part into the loop, single, one chain into the front, single, one chain into the back, one chain into the front, single, into the back, into the front, okay, and then we're going to come in here and do 1, 2, and 3, because we're right here on the corner. One chain, you're going to grab the first one here next to it, single, one chain, we're going to grab the other one on this side, which is whatever, front, back part, front part, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to come back in and do the 3. I'll show you in a second how it looks. So basically, this is the front or back part, or this one, doesn't matter. So you're attaching onto this one and onto this one, one chain, and then we proceed again. One single, one chain into the front, one single, one chain into the back. So we're doing the edge of the bottom of the pillow, and then again. So it's always back and front, so nothing changes. It's the same way as you're adding all of the other squares together. So always back and front. The same thing as you're attaching the squares together, right? Nothing changes. Okay, so now we are in the corner. We're going to do our 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do our one chain. We are right on the corner, so we close it in the corner, and again, okay, one chain. We're going into the back, so we're closing the side now, okay, so we started from here, and now we're going there to the side. So we are in the back, we come to the front, into the back, and to the front, into the middle of the double crochets, so very simple to have them put on, nothing to it. I'm going to go right into the middle here. So I'm going to walk with the slip stitch because I started from here. If I would have started from here, I wouldn't have this issue here. So I'm going to go into the middle and I'm going to close it in. And then back in and slip stitch. As you can see, you'll see it better once it's put into the pillow, obviously. So we're going to just tidy in the thread, and we still have the edge to do around, which will be very simple edging. So we're going to make a knot here because we don't want nothing to come apart, and bring this thread in the inside of the pillow so nothing shows. I've made my knot already, so I'm pretty confident with it. Okay, so we've got that tied in. So it's basically just adding like we did with the blue. We've added one to another. So you're adding 3 corners. You're only going to leave the top open because you're going to put your pillow through. And we're going to create an edge on top of here and put like a chain, stitch chain through after the edge and just make it a tie, and that's it, and we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and do the last one here, which is the same thing, nothing to it. So you just don't close the top because we need to put the pillow in there, right? So we're going to start here on this corner, which I should have done that with the bottom one, but it's okay, it doesn't change anything. So we're going to do the 2, 3 double crochet, 1 chain. We're going to grab the corner here, close it in with the single, come back, try to hide our thread at the same time, and make 3 double crochets. And then 1 chain, go straight into the back, your first stitch, 1 chain into the front, 1 chain into the back, and this is how it's going to be all the way through. So nothing to it. Always first chain to the back, and then to the front, then to the back, and then to the front on each loop. So you get to the front, you go in the middle of your 3 double crochets, and then into the back. Into the front, into the back. Now we're coming into the 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna tie it in here and then there. Okay, so we're going to the first one, single, and then go right into the next one, single, And I'm not making a chain because I want it to be closed up, okay? 2 and 3. 1 chain. Now, always make your first stitch to the back. 1 chain. And then 1 to the front. And that's how it's going to be. So 1 into the back and 1 to the front. So you're going to repeat that all the way through to here. You're going to leave this part out. I mean, you're not going to touch it. You're going to finish doing your edge, but you're not going to touch it. So that's pretty much what it's going to be. Doing the corner, your 3 double crochet, 1 chain, and into the next one. Whoops. Into the middle of the double crochet. And we're going into the corner. See if I got this right. I hope I didn't miss anything. I did miss one. Okay, so I see I missed this one here. That's why. I knew when I got to the corner something was not aligned properly. So you know automatically something was missing. Okay, so you continue on and I'll get to here and I'll do the... So I'm at the corner. And I'm going to continue on the top of this one without closing it because it's the top part that's supposed to stay open for the pillow. 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. And you just continue on doing the last row the way you're supposed to do the last row of the square. I'm just going to close it in. I'm going to do one more slip stitch and I'm going to cut it. So I like to start it right from the edge. So just tuck in your leftover threads, and then we're going to do the edging. Okay, so you can pretty much grab the sides, any side, because we're leaving the top open. So we're only going to work on one at a time. But obviously these are already closed in. So I'm going to slip stitch, notch. I'm going to do a single 2 chain, another double crochet, another double crochet, another double crochet, and another double crochet. So we're going to have 5 double crochets, 3 chain. We're going to do the peacock, and again only on the corners we're doing the 5 double crochets. Okay, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So only on the corner. Again, we're going to grab these 2 here. Okay, and we're going to do 3 double crochet. So we're grabbing both from one side to the other. 1, 2, and 3. And pick up. Very simple, people, nothing out of this world. Another 3 double crochet. So we're going to do this all the way around. 2, 3. I'm going into the next one, no chain separation, and again continue your 3 double crochet, three chain for the peacock, and again now if you find that it's too close, and I think it is, so what are we going to do? So we're just going to skip a space so we don't have them all like crumpled up. So we'll do 1 chain, let's say, skip 1 space, and into the next one. Let me just see how it fits here. Okay, so we'll skip this one. So I have to grab it not only from the back but also the front one. So you have to be careful on that. So we'll skip 1 space, 1 chain, and into the next one. And this way it won't be crumpled up your groups of 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And peacock. I think that looks way much better. 1 chain. We're going to skip. We're going to skip here where the double crochet. We're going to come into the next one. 1 chain. And we're going into the next space. So you got to make sure that you grab front and back together. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. So very simple, people, nothing to it. Close your peacock and come back in and do your 3 other double crochets, skip a space. So I think it looks pretty nice. Again, one chain, skip a space. So we're going to skip here and one chain and come into the next one. So the next one will be the corner one here. One, two, and three. And do three more here. One chain. We're going to come right here in the middle of the connection between one and the other. And into the middle where we have the groups here. We're going to do this all the way around, people. So you work whatever is best that you see that's not leaving too much space for you. Sometimes my stitch doesn't necessarily mean it's the same thing as yours. You don't want it too much of a gap, but you don't want it too much crumpled up either. Okay? So I'm going to do mine all the way around in the bottom part and the side, and then I'll meet you here when we're ready to do just the round up front. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of this. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, just give me a second, I'm all rolled up here on threads. Good God. So I pretty much finished doing all the way on the side, on the bottom, on the other side. That's where we're at, on the top. So we're finished here. We're going to do the edge one by one because we don't want to close it. We'll do the chain afterwards, okay? So now we're going to come into the center, no chain. And we're going to create three in here. Sorry about that. Or did I do five? I did do five. Okay, so we got to do the same thing. We're going to do five here. So we have to do 5 double crochets exactly like we started here. Okay? And all the corners are the same way with 5. So I have 2. I have 4 here already. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 1, 2, and 3. And 5 more. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the corner. So you can stay nice and firm on the corners. Now, you're gonna one chain. You're gonna come into your first one chain, and you start doing your groups. So nothing changes. You're gonna do this all the way around. Okay. So 3, 1, 2, 3. Your picot and your 3 double crochets. Remembering that if the video is too fast for you, you could always go up top, click on the 3 buttons, and slow down the video. One chain again, next space, one chain, one single, one chain, and create again your 3 groups of double crochet. So do yours. Getting to the corner, as you can see, we already have the 5 here, so we're just going to go from here to here. I'll get there when I get there. Okay, so I'm going to do mine like that by skipping a space, of course, with a single. And then I'll meet you at the other corner to show you how I'm going to just jump from here through here. I'll meet you on the corner. Okay, so we are in that corner where we're just going to go into the other pattern. So obviously we have our 5 that we started. Whoops. One chain. We're just gonna open up a bit here. We're gonna go right under, right in the corner where we have all those 5, and then we continue on, proceeding the other side of the pattern, because it's 2 sides, right? Could use either front or back. If you're using 2 colors, if you're using all in one color, well, the same thing. Pillow is a pillow. There's no right side or back side, right? And you continue on. 1 chain separation, 1 single, skip a space, and then to the next one. So it continues on until the end. So I'm going to continue mine, finish doing mine, and then I'll come back and tell you. So let me just show you what I have here so far. Okay, so now we're on to this one here. So it's going to be like that. Then we're going to have like that. Okay, so then we'll do after a chain, and then we'll just go in through the loops here like that, and then tie it, and your pillow will be tied in. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we've reached the end, and in mine, I mean yours could be probably the groups here, I don't know, depending upon everyone's stitch. Okay, so it doesn't really make a difference how you finish yours because each stitch is different. Some could have a few more stitches and some less, because some have tighter stitch and some have looser stitch, so don't stress about it. Makes no difference on it, really. So tidy up, and then we're going to do chain stitch, which I have no idea how big my chain stitch will be. I will have to keep making and measuring to see if it works out. So I'm just going to make a couple of knots here to make sure that nothing comes apart. And then I'll have everything in display. So I think everybody knows how to make a chain stitch. I'm almost sure. I mean, it would be complicated if you didn't, right? You should know how to make a chain stitch by now. You can put 2 pearls on the end of the chain stitch, make a knot at the edge. And this is pretty much what it's going to look like. Okay. So I'm just going to make mine, and then I'm going to go through it on the loops, whatever loops you want to go through, and pretty much make a little bow tie. And, you know, after you put your pillow in, make a little bow tie, and that's about it. So very simple with that, nothing much more to it. So I want to thank every single one of you. I will have the final result in display. So this is a chain stitch. I don't know how big your stitch is. So you could have 200 or 300. I have no idea, which at this point I'm not even counting. There's no point because each stitch is different. So I'm just going to go accordingly to the length I want. You have to have enough to make a bow tie on it. So make sure that you give it length to it, because it's going to consume quite a bit inside of the spaces. And then to make it that knot so your pillow doesn't come out, right? Have everything nice and tidy up. So that's about it, people. And so just make sure once your pillow is in, you go through, you either, you have to go through the spaces. So you can go through the spaces like that with your chain, okay? Any space like that. And then you just make a knot in front, and that's it. And you can put pearls at the end, like I said, of your chain, okay? So you can do it through there, or you can do it through here if you'd like, but I would say here would be best. Grab both parts so you can close up your, you don't want to leave your thing open, okay? So I'll have it on display at the end. Thank you so much, everybody. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up. And any questions, feel free to ask either through Instagram or email me, or put in the comments below. Thank you, everyone. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Okay, you guys, I decided to come back on to show you so you don't feel stuck once you are doing that chain to close up your pillow. Now, it's kind of hard to see from here, but I went through it from here to the other side, and then here into this side, and then out here into the other side. So in order to have that falling, I mean, you could have it falling whatever way you want it, but I want my pillow to follow here, the strings in front. So obviously you're doing from this side to the other. And I also left still doing the chain, the thread on. So if I need to make more chain, then I will, okay? So basically I've already closed up all the way to the other side. And I want to make sure you don't get confused. So in order to have this going to the middle, I'm just going to pull it through these loops here. Obviously, I'm stretching my hands out here, so it's a little bit hard for me to grab them, but I'm not in a very good position to be grabbing them here, so it's a little bit complicated. But anyway, so I would pull onto the string here, and I'd pass through some of the loops here, this one, and then bring it all the way to the front. So anyway, I think you get what I'm saying, I hope. So I'm just gonna bring this, I'm gonna pass it through along here to bring the string to fall in the front so I can make a nice bow tie with it. Okay, so that's going to give you an idea what I'm doing here. And if you want to make just two bow ties in the back, then you can, I mean on the sides, then you can. Okay, so I'm just pulling this one here to the front because I want it to fall in the front. Just gonna bring this here, and it'll be much easier to be doing this like this. Okay, so this gives you an idea. I'm just bringing this one, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one here. I'm going to pass through some of them, and I'm going to have both of them lie here in the front. Okay, so then I'll show you at the end with the reveal shots and probably a little video with it. Okay, thanks everyone.